I seen in an interview you had mentioned that a lot of your ops you used to be friends with when you were kids.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you met Scrapp?
Scrap. Oh, Scrap from MOB. Man, I was young as hell, man. Me and Scrap was probably like, we was, man, I would say, how old you is when you in like 5th or 4th grade?
Is that like 10?
Yeah, cause Scrap, then that's why I be saying this is what was preparing me for gang. Like, I was going to school, and now, matter of fact, this before then, that was before even that. But, like, me and Scrap, we just met because, like I said, a lot of the odds before we was actually in tour with them, we just used to, like, you know, we just used to, well, how can I say, like, we used to go to a lot of functions with them. Like, we had this place called the Center. It was a Boys and Girls Club, and they was like going too. And like this was like my homie Mac, he was going to school with them. They was all going to Carter, which was a school that as we got a little older, my school and his school was in tour with each other. Like we would do school fights and shit like that. Come to each other's schools before and after school, fighting, arguing and shit. But Mac was going to the op school. This one of our homies, but he going to their school. And it's like he was going there before the friction had started, so he was friends with a lot of them niggas too. He was bringing a lot of them niggas our way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we young, we ain't having no beef with them, and we end up rocking with them. And Scrap was one of them niggas, we knew how to play basketball and shit. And we was goddamn it, just, you know, rocking with him, you know what I'm saying? He was a little tough guy too. He had some heart, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't scared, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, we was just like, ooh, we gonna fuck with him, you feel me? And we never knew what was gonna grow older and end up becoming of us and Scrap and how that shit was gonna happen. So it's like, these just my thoughts as a kid before all this shit, you know what I'm saying? I know I feel a whole different way about him now, not as like how he is personally, but just like my look on him personally because who he ended up becoming later. But at this point in time, as kids, it's like one of my peoples, you know what I'm saying? It's one of my peoples.
Yeah. How did that? Was it kind of weird now that when you guys end up your hoods are beefing and I don't know how your feelings are towards him, but your friends probably would like to get him. His friends would probably like to get you. But
Yeah.
you guys have been boys,
Yeah.
when you guys were close and shit.
Yeah, and that's just really one of them times when you gotta really like, cause I look, it was this situation where it was like, it was with Mac. Mac, like I told you, he our homie from my way, but he was going to school with them. And it was like, the tension was slowly but surely building. You feel me? It was slowly but surely building to the point where we like steady telling Mac, like, bro, it's finna get to a point where it's about to be us or them with you. You know what I'm saying? And Mac, he a original member from my end too, and it's my cousin. So it's like we all bearing, we trying to be as patient as we can with the situation because this Mac, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, it's about to start being guns blazing with them niggas, bro. It's about to be you in which ways you want, like, cause once guns drawn, you know what it is, bro. And you call with either side, you are out to the other. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up picking the side, he picked our side, but it was just like, it was a hard pill to swallow. Like, these is your everyday homies too. Like, you seeing these niggas before you seeing us, cause you in school from 8, 9 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta come gang bang with us. But it's like at the end of the day, I still gotta go to school with these niggas, bro. Y'all talking about we finna get into it, bro. I still go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta drop out of school too when I gotta do this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is like, it was a hard pill to swallow. But it's like with me, that's once you learn that, you gotta be like, man, you gotta. I mean, some niggas be having like rules and shit with themselves. They probably wouldn't tell it to the rest of they niggas. Like, say for instance, like before he ended up doing what he doing, if a motherfucker like would have caught Scrap, nigga probably would have, depending on who it is, he probably would have given him a pass. Like, nigga, I knew you before this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But nigga, it's on with your homies. You feel me? But Scrap ended up doing some shit that had 600 on his ass forever. You know what I'm saying? And it was just it was up after that, and he ended up getting whacked. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the streets caught up with him. because they had toured with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up becoming one of them victims of the streets. But it's like before all that, it's like he was gonna be a victim to somebody, but it was just like the niggas probably that knew him before this shit probably would have been like, because the niggas in the streets do get passes because a lot of people that people went to it with, they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the people that turn into ops they don't be just people you never knew. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like, I don't really think no hood that I've been in tour with or my hood been in tour with we wasn't cool with them first. Like that's just like anybody from any hood I can sit on the top of my head and think of. I don't think none of the niggas from over there we didn't know or hang with or go to school with before we got into it. Because in Chicago, the quarters is too close. Like it's just like every block is like we damn near sharing blocks at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally is like we both be on Indiana, but y'all be on 59th or 58th in Indiana. We be on 59th, 60th. And it's like we got like a threshold, like you feel me? Like we gotta share the same block. Y'all don't cross this street, we don't cross that street. And from this side is ours and that side is y'all.
Okay, all right. So you guys all knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, you
Yeah.
at least had some mutual friends here and there.
Mm.
There was no way none of this could have been prevented. What made it get out of control the way it did?
Really, honestly, what's so fucked up is when you young, a lot of niggas don't even know why they into it with a lot of niggas. When you get in this street, shit, like your older homies really don't never tell you. They just tell you what it is. They don't tell you why it is what it is. And niggas like me, cause I don't never like riding for shit without knowing what the fuck, why is this like this. I know, what the fuck shit be, but at that point in time, you don't even give no fuck. You just be trying to be loyal to your niggas. Like, no, I don't give a fuck if y'all are to it about a bitch, nigga. This my side. If we on their ass, nigga, we on their ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? But once it's up, nothing can be really prevented. People always trying to step in past us older street niggas that think like that old shit they did before we was born gonna carry weight. A lot of niggas try to get into shit and try to stop it, but that shit 100% of the time doesn't work. Not even like 90. No. That shit never works. Like, cause once a nigga die, and it's like niggas, even if a nigga don't die, because this was once upon a time where nobody was dead. But it's like, bro, motherfucker popped dude, or man, a motherfucker blew at him. It's a lot of shit that niggas is gonna take personally, and they not willing to let go. So it's like once you do certain shit, it's no coming back from it. You know what I'm saying? And once there's no coming back from it, you end up like what's going on now.